What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. Now, I know we're in the middle of the college women's basketball season, but hey, it's never too early to look ahead, especially since that Wnba draft is later this year, and the 2024 class is bringing some huge names. I want to talk about three guards in particular. We got Caitlin Clark, the superstar Paige Bueckers, the comeback kid, and Hailey Van Lith, bringing the sass. Now, all three of these players have unique games and bring a different skill set. Who is the best long-term pro prospect between the three, though? I'm about to chop it up, dissect it, look at it, take a little in-depth look. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
There are plenty of mock drafts out there that have Caitlin Clark going number 1 to the Indiana Fever, and rightfully so. She's the most prolific player, just statistically wise, impact wise, in college basketball right now, period. And she's been doing it for years now. She came in with high expectations. She led Iowa to a national championship appearance, and she's number 2 all time in scoring behind Kelsey Plum in the college women's game. She's a generational talent. Clark is currently averaging 32 points, 7 rebounds, and over 7 assists per game while shooting 48%. Her usage has increased, and with that, the efficiency has even gone up. Now, when you talk about a brand, somebody's going to come in, fill seats, and have fans buying jerseys, Caitlin Clark is it. She is a superstar. She is a household name. She is phenomenal. And she's definitely a face of the franchise type of player. Looking at the strengths, obviously the shooting ability. She's got deep, logo, unlimited range. You have to pick her up at half court. She is dangerous from the logo and in. But not only that, she can get it off the dribble. She can shoot contested threes. She's used to seeing double teams and triple teams, and it doesn't bother her. She is going to get hers. She has a pro-ready game. When you look at just how she moves with the basketball, she can play in the pick and roll. She's being seen as a capable playmaker. We've seen her get others involved, run the show. She's pretty much got the ball in her hand, like, it feels like 99% of the time at Iowa. If she's on the floor, she has the ball in her hand. She dominates the basketball, and rightfully so. We know the skill set is there. We know she can get to the basket. She's more athletic than she gets credit for. She's a crafty finisher. She can finish. She can get paint touches. So it's an all-around scoring threat. You know, if you run her off the three-point line, she can get active at the cup. My thing with Caitlin Clark, though, is she benefiting from her system at Iowa more so than, like, can that translate at the next level? Because her usage just isn't going to be high in the WNBA, and she's even admitted she's benefited being in that system at Iowa where she can just get the ball and go.
I think you just come out every single night and play your game and have fun, and that's, you know, this is what kind of comes with it. And, you know, like I said, I'm just grateful to be able to do it with these girls. I love them to death, and these coaches, they put me in positions to be successful, and, you know, I've had a lot of really good teammates in my time here, and, I can't do it without all of them. I can't do it without, you know, Coach Bluter letting me have the keys to the offense, and, you know, we play up-tempo, we play fast, we play fun basketball, and that's what it's all about. But it's cool to be in the same vicinity as some of those names. A lot of people I grew up idolizing and looking up to, so definitely special for me.
Sheryl Swoopes, WNBA Hall of Famer superstar, even came out and said, you know, her piece about the situation with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark adjusting. It's a tough adjustment in the W. It's a different ball game.
For people who have never watched a WNBA game, it's good. Like, there's talent. Like, these women can play. And because there are very few roster spots, like, it's a real job. So people look at new players coming in, whether that's out of college, players who've been overseas, and they look at that and say, oh, you trying to come take my job. Like, no, it's not going to be that easy. So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely not. Not going to happen.
Okay.
Depending on where Clark goes, she's going to have the ball in her hands, but it's not going to be as much as she's dominating it in Iowa right now. And she's going to be playing with more talent than she's ever played with. Now, we see the 7.7 assists. She's obviously a playmaker, but as far as getting 20, 30 shots a game in year one, we haven't seen a lot of rookies getting that much volume. There may be an adjustment period. Yeah, the talent is there. Yeah, everything's lined up for her to be a superstar, but you kind of got to expect some growing pains, a learning curve there. Her getting into another system, learning a new way to play. I mean, yeah, they're going to adjust to her, but she's going to have to adjust to the WNBA as well. You know what I'm saying? As far as just that whole system, running more offense, running more sets, maybe playing off ball a little bit more, possibly, depending on the situation she lands in. Yes, she's going to have the ball in her hands, but she's not going to be out there dribbling the air out of it like every play she touches the ball for Iowa. It's not going to be like that. She's going to have to remain as effective with less usage and less volume, and that'll be interesting to see. In the defenders are more athletic, more physical, just faster, bigger, stronger, everything you can think of. You're talking about the best of the best, and it's some tough guards that are going to give Caitlin Clark problems, but I'm expecting her to give some people some problems too, but I think there could be a learning curve. Is she the best long-term prospect out of these three? Is she going to be the most immediate prospect to make an impact out of this three? That'll be something to take a look at. It'll depend on, situation, scheme, team, fit, health, a lot of factors that go into it. But I do expect Caitlin Clark to go into the WNBA and light it up. So, Paige Bueckers has been seen as the number one pick in a couple mock drafts. She actually, National Player of the Year freshman year, led UConn. She's won at the biggest level. And we saw her hit the ground running. Her and Clark in the same high school class, were teammates on Team USA. Paige Bueckers was the number one player in the class. We saw her come in with major expectations. She hit the ground running freshman year, went through a couple ACL tears, some season-ending injuries, and now she's back to playing basically better than she was before this season, leading a hurt UConn team. And Bueckers, I think, has the most pro-ready game right now. I think you could put her on just about any WNBA team out there right now, and she could flourish at the point guard position. When you talk about a player that can really be a lead guard and that true point guard, where she can, right now, she's a better playmaker. She's a more productive playmaker than we're seeing. UConn's really relying on her to be the number one scoring option. So that's what we're seeing that in the numbers. Bueckers is averaging 20 points, 4.5 rebounds, almost 4 assists per game, and shooting 54%, over 54% from the field. And, she's also getting it done playing the best defense that she's played in her career, blocking shots, getting steals, wreaking havoc. And I'm a fan of Paige Bueckers' game. I think it translates immediately. I think she's going to have a pretty, not easy, but maybe the easiest adjustment to the WNBA out of all these players that we're talking about right now. Where you talk about how she can just operate in the pick and roll. She can burn you from deep. She can get to the cup. You know what I'm saying? She's a dynamic playmaker and finisher at the cup as well. You know what I'm saying? At 6 foot, she can really extend. And I'm just looking at her and the ball skills, the intangibles. She doesn't turn the ball over a lot. The basketball IQ. She plays within the system of UConn. She can play within a system at the next level and still be effective. And that's what I like about Bueckers. You can trust her to run the show. She's the type of player that makes other players around her better. And that's an aspect that I'm not sure every player on this list that we're going to talk about has. But Bueckers definitely has that winning DNA. She's got that dog in her. She's tough. She's going to compete regardless from day one. She's not backing down from anybody. I love the moxie. I love the leadership skills. I love the ability that she has overcome a lot of adversity and continues to come back swinging. Because you're going to face adversity, you're going to face new challenges. Some of these players have not experienced losing or experienced, a significant injury or anything like that to overcome. Bueckers has shown us time and time again that she is the real deal, that she's a fighter, she's a scrapper. She's not going to be moved. She's up for the big moments. She wants to take the big shots. And I think she's going to be a player that other players in the W really, really enjoy playing with, because she's going to be able to be effective on both ends of the court. And I think if she gets in a system where she's got some talent around her, she can be that point guard to get them involved. We could see them assists go up to 7, 8. Maybe 9 as well. 6, 7, 8. 9 is kind of a lot, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all get the picture. I think she's just a player that's going to adapt well to the WNBA, the speed of the game, the physicality of the game. I think Bueckers is going to really adjust well to just the overall feel for the game because of her feel for the game and her IQ and just the natural poise that she shows any day, any night. We're seeing UConn, they've lost almost half their roster to season-ending injuries, and Bueckers is there to steer the ship. And she can relate because, she's been out the last 2 seasons with season-ending injury. So she knows what's going on. But I think just her adjustment, depending on where she lands, some mock drafts have her at number 1. And, maybe she might be a better fit in Indiana. I don't know. We're also talking about another household name who's a big personality, who, has all the endorsements, that is a well-known, that can come in and sell tickets, and people will be excited to see Bueckers play. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think she will have the most seamless transition going to the W just because of her skill set and the way that she can play the point guard position. Clark is like a mix. Bueckers, a point guard. And then Hailey Van Lith, a mix as well. She's at LSU right now trying to figure out how to have that balance of playmaking and scoring. And we've seen her have some big games, and we've seen her have some not so big games as well. But she made that move to LSU to really harness her skill as a point guard and learn under one of the greatest college point guards ever in Kim Mulkey. And, it's a process right now. She's in a new system. She's in a new position at a new school. And it's a new role for her in this system. Now, she's averaging a career high in assists. On the season, 4.4 assists, almost 2 rebounds. Now, the scoring is way down from last year, basically about 8 points less than she was scoring at Louisville last year, averaging 11.3 per game and 40% shooting. And she's just not getting as many looks straight up, and she's definitely deferring more and looking to get her teammates involved. But also, she's still finding her comfort in this lineup with LSU, where she's like the 4th option, coming from Louisville, where she was like the 1st option. So we're just not seeing her get as much usage, and she's also trying to balance and get more playmaking. So I feel that. And some of you might be wondering, why is Hailey Van Lith on this list? She's like nowhere near these other 2 players. But I think her game speaks for itself, and we saw at Louisville, we saw her at 3v3 world championships, where she got the dub and got a gold medal for Team USA. Just her game is a pro game. She's a pro level scorer, and yes, she's 5'7", and yes, she's not extremely quick, but the intangible, she's crafty, and she can create space. That's the big thing. She can create space to get her shot off. She can make contested shots. She can make tough shots. Now, the shot selection is a little bit suspect at times, but I think Hailey Van Lith is a player that could have a long WNBA career just scoring the basketball. With her size, I get wanting to try to make the transition to point guard, but 19 a game last season, like, she's a scorer, and team scorers get paid, and scoring translates. Scoring translates to the next level, and I think Hailey Van Lith has a grittiness, a toughness about her that is just rare. She's got that dog in her too, but it's rare. You know what I'm saying? She's one of those Kobe disciples that had just studied under the Mamba. And she's got that mentality of where she just wants to rip your heart out and stomp on it. And I love that about her game, the intensity. She's not backing down. She's taking on a lot of challenges as well. A lot of criticism, maybe more criticism than any player that we've talked about so far, to be honest with you. And she's held her head high and continued to just embrace this journey at LSU. I made a previous video and I talked about whether it was a mistake that she transferred or not. For me personally, I think it's way too early to tell. I think she's still getting comfortable, still figuring it out. Still a lot of season left, y'all. And it's tough. It's a tough adjustment. But as far as her pro aspirations, I think that she could be instant offense from someone. Just coming out, having that confidence to take big shots and make big shots, those capabilities. She's got the floater. She can make shots over taller defenders. She can get to the cup. You know what I'm saying? She's physical. Definitely is really good at drawing contact. You just gotta love the left. You gotta love the game, man. She's got the handle, and she's shown the playmaking ability. She's shown the playmaking ability, the capabilities to where, she can run a team in stints. Maybe she's not your everyday starting point guard, but I think she's a player that can really have a long and productive career just doing what she does, is scoring the basketball. Now, I don't know who's going to be the best prospect out of these three. It's early to tell. It's situational. I'm not saying that. I'm letting y'all decide that. Y'all holler at me in the comments and y'all let me know who's the best out of these three prospects. Now, we know, what they're doing in college right now, but just pro-wise, pro aspirations, who's the best out of these three? Because I think all three of them will be playing in the WNBA, and they're all three, big household names. Some of the faces of women's college basketball, bringing huge followings. People will show up and fill those arenas to see these three play. Former teammates on Team USA. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. But I love the competitive edge that all these players have, the toughness, the mental toughness, the physical toughness, and just the overall skill sets to be able to flourish in the WNBA by making shots off the dribble, being able to get to your spot and get to your shot off the dribble, create for yourself, create for others, make plays, Now, Caitlin Clark as well as Hailey Van Lith are going to have to make some strides on the defensive side. Paige Bueckers may be the most complete player out of all of them right now. Just saying. Y'all let me know. But it'll be interesting to see, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about the situation. Holler at your boy. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, we out.